really attracts me to Cezanne is that he made paintings that really got close to being the end of painting. He almost painted out the need for paintings. And that's just a very, very vague, romantic sort of notion. You know, but he keeps talking about like getting the expression, the sensation. You know, he's talking about these things, and that's basically what he's talking about. He's talking about like getting to the point where you just know you don't have to make any more paintings. You know, it doesn't make any sense. You've done it. You know, and I think that's a possibility. I consider that a possibility. It's like a belief that there is something more, you know. And I choose painting to try to get to that point. I mean, I keep thinking Picasso took Cezanne and reintroduced the figure, whereas Cezanne, when Cezanne was painting Mount Saint Victoire, he wasn't painting Mount Saint Victoire. He was painting the thing that nurtured him his whole life and nurtured everything he knew. And that's why he was there painting in Aix rather than Paris, you know, although he was painting in Paris. You know, I mean, there was an identification with that just sort of went beyond visual reality. Can you imagine hanging in the same room with all this number? You know, and I keep thinking, well, what does this mean? You know, that motherfucker doesn't mean anything.
It's a great honor, but...
Yeah, but you think, well, you learned something about your own painting or something like that, but you know, I can't really apply it. It's odd. You know, I mean, never would I have ever thought I would have a painting hanging in the same room as a Cezanne. You know, just totally improbable. I'm not comparing them, but mine isn't embarrassing. I'm not embarrassed by mine, which I would think would be my reaction. You know, I mean, this holds up, you know. And when I did this, I was looking. I usually have a postcard of the National Gallery bathers in my studio. I mean, it's one of my favorite paintings of all time. I first started taking art classes as they were gut courses. I took an art class in my senior year in high school because it sort of took up time and it was easy. And so at one point I volunteered to clean the bookshelves, and I was looking at these books, and I opened it to this, and I just could not understand what is this balloon-like figure doing in this painting, and why is this considered so great, and blah, blah, blah. And I'm still pondering the question. So it's something that's been with me for almost 60 years. I mean, this is not some realistic picture. You know, he's dealing with like much. I mean, you deal with a nude. You know, it is a grand theme. You know, but this thing is. This goes way beyond just a bunch of naked ladies. You know, way, way beyond. I mean, this is, you know, nature. This was very present in my thinking when I was working on these paintings. I wouldn't say they're a direct influence, but, and I don't even know, maybe this shape is taken from that shape of the canvas, but I'm not sure. This is not a detail. This picture is not a detail. This picture is itself. You know, nothing goes on outside of it. You know, I mean, that's what all this framing thing is about. You know? And well, I can't say I related to that in a certain way, but there's also, I love the way he runs up the edges of his paintings. Pollock does the same thing. You know, like lots of times, this unbelievable kinds of painting going on the outside edges of Pollock's paintings that just really hold the thing in. They're almost like granite columns. One of the things I'm trying to do in a painting like this is to just have it keep moving. It doesn't refer, you know, and it also it's an energy containment thing. You know, the energy doesn't go out. You know, it's forced back into the image. So the reds were originally some idea about scholars' rocks, and there were 2 rocks, and then everything just sort of flows from that. And I'm not painting scholars' rocks, but there is ideas. In the ideas about the scholars' rocks, there is about energy and this constant flowing of energy, which you get in like Chinese landscape painting, and their whole idea about nature. You know, nature is not, you're in it. You're not set back looking at it. You know, which is what the Western idea, you know, the whole Western idea is about like you control nature, you know, and you don't control nature. And the Chinese idea is you're just in it. Nature is. It's also like some sort of your own indication that you're involved. You know, suddenly there's this question, you know, and you can't answer it. And I still can't answer it, but I'm still involved. I'm still trying to figure it out.